What's up, nerds? This is Nick, aka Pixel to Life here. I'm back with my boy Nix, and we are here with part 2 of PhotoShops 2, the design experiment here. And if you missed the first episode of this, just go ahead and close this video out and go back and check that out, whether you're on my channel or on Nix's channel. We both got the video up, so definitely be sure to check that out, so that way you know what it is that we're actually doing here today.
Annotation on screen, though. That would be a good idea.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get fancy with it and drop some annotations on the screen for you guys, because I know that I'm too lazy to click back on a video, so I don't know why I would expect you guys not to be. So in part 1, you guys saw a little creation of a background render of you saw Nix photoshopping a brush into the Black Ops cover guy into his hand, which is really cool, and he explained how to do that a little bit. And then I did the logo part of it, so we got to check that out, check out the design process on that. And today's video, we're going to be putting some more of the elements together for you guys and let you kind of in on the process of how we did what we did. So something really cool today is a custom cement texture that Nick's put together, and he's going to kind of let you guys in on how to create a custom texture.
So basically, first off, you want to do concrete. You can't I do have a lot of grunge textures and all that shit, but they're too dark and not cementy. I have a couple of stone ones as well, so I think I actually used a stone texture, and I just put over some different textures over the stone texture to make it look good. The texture is repeated because the texture is I think it's 3K by 3K. It's actually 4,000 pixels by 2,000 pixels. So it's kind of big. That's what she said. But I just put over a couple of repeated textures on it, because the textures that I have usually are not that big. So if I were to blow them up to that size, they would be pixelated, and that wouldn't look good. So I just repeated the textures, and that's actually why you see the depth of it. And the final, actually, as I said in the previous episode, the thing that you see on screen isn't the final product. Pixel has the final product, and it doesn't look the same. I think I actually did this two or three times, to be honest, because I didn't like the way it looked, but apparently Pixel did. So
yeah, he actually created 2 separate final versions that was a little bit different variant of the cement texture, and we both thought that the second version that he did was really, really nice, and we thought it was going to be the one that we're going to use, but actually ended up, whenever I was putting the final design together, the first one ended up working out better with the lighting and stuff like that. So you never really know, and that's where it pays off to do multiple versions of the same thing, so you kind of exhaust all of your options and you get the best quality for the design that you're working on.
Yeah, that's the thing though, if you make something in Photoshop, whether it's a texture, a background, a photo manipulation or something, you actually never know how it looks before you put it on the final product. For example, when I do backgrounds and I maybe do a 3D text, I actually, in Cinema 4D, it looks good, but when I put it into Photoshop, sometimes it just doesn't look right, because sometimes the colors aren't correct and all. So then when that happens, I usually just change the color of the background a little bit, because I'm really lazy, and it takes 2 hours for me to render a picture in Cinema 4D, with maximum quality and all. So that's the thing, though. You know, if you're gonna do something for maybe a background, something custom, always do 4 or 5 different versions. I usually do like 3, and then just scroll through them all. Test your way. Opacity, blend modes, different textures on a texture. Color of the texture, and until something looks good. Don't let people tell you if you do something and you think it looks good. Of course, you can't be doing stuff in Paint and like, yeah, it looks good and expect people to love it. But if you do like a texture and it looks good, and like Pixel said, the second one looked better, but when you put it to the background, the first one actually looked better. So you shouldn't underestimate like things that doesn't look as good, like as in a different version of the same thing. If that makes sense, I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know. That's it. That's about it.
Yeah.
The texture part.
Yeah, definitely a lot of my best designs that have come out have just been strictly trial and error, messing with blend modes, messing with lighting effects, blending options. I mean, sometimes I'll get something and I'll be happy with it, and then I'll make one little tweak after, and it completely alters the design, and sometimes it alters it for the better, sometimes for the worse, but it's all in the trial and error. And I find that if I don't use the trial and error process, typically I don't come out with as great as a result as if I exhaust all my options before I finalize my product.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Sometimes I usually have a hard time deciding especially if I'm going to use a color for something, whether it's a background or as something I'm working on right now, it's a custom like media player, built, just doing it, the looks of it, the interface and all. It almost looks like Spotify, if you know how that looks.
Yeah.
And I had like a couple of, different things to it. The first actually basic design with just gradient overlays and all. But then I decided to put a like very, very, very soft like metal texture to it that you can barely see it, and it actually looked much better when I was done with it. And if I have a problem, with deciding something, I usually ask Pixels or Marco Arts or Apex and get their like opinions on it, and hopefully, it helps me actually decide what I want to use, and usually ends up being what they suggested it. So,
yeah, definitely getting multiple opinions is a fantastic idea, because something that you may have tunnel vision on, something that you worked on for hours on end, you could just be completely numb to something. You could be completely missing something, but because you've been working on it so long, you may not be able to see it, but you get a pair of fresh eyes on it, and it can make a world of difference. They may be able to catch some glaring mistakes that you may not notice right away.
Like awkward. What if like I send you a picture of something I did, and you say like, let's say like right and left, and you said left, and like Apex says right. Like, it just brings you back to square one. Like, what should I choose?
Yeah, that would be unfortunate there. That would be kind of strange actually, but somebody's got a lazy eye or something. I don't know. But we're kind of running short on this, but I do want to mention before we go, one of the main things that Nix and I discussed whenever we started doing this project is that we wanted everything to be a completely custom feel. I mean, we're taking some of the elements that you can find, like the Black Ops guy, and you can see in this video where I use the Black Ops emblems and stuff like that, but we wanted to manipulate them to make them custom. We wanted to make everything have a custom feel to it, so that way not only is the collaboration aspect of it stretching our skills, but also doing the custom pieces really allows us to kind of put some advanced techniques into the design and give it a really custom feel, and I think it shows in the final product. But
because I usually never do. Well, when I do speed arts, I actually do like maybe once per 3 months. So doing these designs actually made me realize that doing speed art is super fun. So I might just do them as well. If you're probably watching this, or if you're watching this on my channel, guys, I'm gonna be bringing you speed arts as well. So not only COD. If you're watching this on Pixel's channel, I'm probably sure he will bring you speed arts as well. So,
yeah, I bring the speed arts like nobody's business. But yeah, guys. So this has been part 2. Like I said, if you missed part 1, go check it out. Part 3, we are going to finalize this thing. We're going to take all the elements from the from these first 2 episodes and combine it into the final product. And see what the fruit of our labors has produced, and see what you guys think about it. So make sure that you like and subscribe to both Nick's and I's channels, and we will catch you in episode 3.
Peace.
Episode 3.
Peace.
Episode